you guys are your own label, right? You are an independent label. You put out your own stuff. You don't deal with anybody else, right?
Correct.
That is the way to go. In this day and age, if you want, I feel like, what I see, and from what I see, I feel like if you're making music in this day and age, you don't need a major label to do it anymore. You're probably going to make more money in the long run. You're going to be in complete control of everything. You just have to have all your ducks in a row, and you guys have all your ducks in a row. So it's like you own your masters, you own your publishing. People complain about Spotify not paying, but the one thing that they're really not taking into account, I really want this to go to Spotify right now. I want to talk about flee to the light or whatever, but we'll wait. Let's finish the Spotify thing for a second.
Okay.
The money that comes out that gets paid to artists from Spotify, if you're signed to a label, that label might be taking a huge chunk of the money that you might be receiving. And if you are your own label, then, it might not be $1 million or anything, but, a check comes in the mail. Is still a check that comes in the mail. Like, how many T-shirts can I press up for my merch shop with that check? You know what I mean? That sort of situation. And so it's like, in this day and age, the best thing you can do is be your own animal, I think, right?
Oh, yeah. So we'll touch on the major label thing. So from what I understand, that basically a major label, if they want you, they're like a bank. So they own all your things, they do this or that, and then they go, what is it? So basically, I'll explain this. I'm a professional. 1 second.
They do an advance. It's an advance.
So yeah, they give you an advance, maybe, right? Depends which record labels. But you have to pay it back.
Right.
And it's a whole bank situation.
Yeah.
And then you think, oh, they're gonna push my music and do this or that.
Right.
They're gonna push your music with your money, and then you're gonna have to pay it back.
Yeah.
There's like this there's like this whole thing with 30 Seconds to Mars brought that up. They had like this documentary about it and how it worked. And like they had like Grammys and shit like that. And there's like a giant debt on them.
Really?
A bunch of money. So long story short, if you're smart and you're dedicated and you love your music, there's a wonderful tool. It's called Google. Google. You Google anything you want to know, and you learn it. If stuff you can't do, for instance, like I can draw fine, but I know there's other people that can draw better, and they've had, so we pay people to do the drawings for the shirts and stuff like that. So the whole process.
Yeah. No, that I mean, and what's funny is, you just said, oh, use Google, but Uncle Glenn, what's amazing is Uncle Glenn in 1978 was like, oh, I'm gonna start my own label. But he didn't sound like that. That's later Glenn. That's Glenn post 1995 or Glenn pre 95. I can't imitate him. He was just basically like, oh, I'm gonna start my own label. That's what I'm gonna do. And he started his label. He didn't have Google. How did he figure out? He had to go and press up. He had to go and he had to call up pressing plants and be like, ask them to press up his record and just do it like that without a record label. Talk about tenacious, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But wait. So let's get back. Hold on. So we're talking about Spotify, the chunk of change, majors suck, be your own boss, do your thing, seize the mother effing day. And now let's talk about flee the light.